Lights and cameras and mirrors.
Oh, hello, it's me, your boy, Auteur Deluxe. Today, we're going to go over Kelly Reichardt's 2006 film, Old Joy, starring Bonnie Prince Billy, who you know from Junebug, A Ghost Story, and about 700 good folk albums that are good. Here's a couple that I like. And Daniel London, who we know from Schenectady, New York, as well as The Report, which was the movie about the 9/11 Commission report starring Adam Driver that was not very good. It came out last year. They play two friends, Mark and Kurt, and they go on a camping trip up in Oregon to kind of reconnect after years of not seeing each other. They're old friends. Both characters are kind of on opposite trajectories. Mark is settling down with a very pregnant wife, and Kurt is the kind of aging hipster, kind of bumbling around life. Just trying to block the wind so he can smoke his mid-morning bowl. And this may sound like some kind of Paul Rudd, Seth Rogen, Judd Apatow thing, but it's really not. That's not the tone of this film at all. It's a very minimalist movie. You get a lot out of just a small glance, a lot out of a little guitar lick on the score. It's a very good score by Yo La Tengo. The band Yo La Tengo does this original score. And you get a lot out of things like that, and just beautiful shots of the exteriors of and the movie is just basically about these two guys. Their personalities kind of clash a little bit. Mark's very uptight, trying to get his shit together, and Kurt, perpetual child, has a childlike optimism and can't get his shit together.
It's like climbing a mountain. Look around, you see trees and rocks and bushes pressing around you, and then you get above the tree line, you see everything you just went through, and it all like comes together. You know, you see that it has a shape after all. I'm just being crazy. I know. Don't pay any attention to me, okay? We're fine.
And I really wanted to review this because it's an excellent case for rewatching movies. I saw this when I was 19 when it first came out, and I hated it. I really did not like this movie. I really identified with the Kurt character, the Bonnie Prince Billy character, the fuck up, and I thought Mark was just kind of a dick. And at the time, I'd really never seen a movie that was this uneventful. Not a lot happens. This movie demands you to take it on its terms, at its pace, and it's not necessarily slow, but I mean, there's not the explosions. And on the second viewing, I watched it the other day, so 14 years later, it hit me completely different. I definitely identified a little bit with both characters, but I definitely felt for the Mark character. He's not a dick. He's just trying to keep his ducks in a row like an adult and please all parties. He's trying to make his old friend happy, trying to make the old lady happy, and not fuck up at work at the same time. He's just being an adult. There's one scene that really shows this where Kurt kind of gets them both lost. They're circling, they lose about half a day. Wife is pissed at Mark, he's aggravated, and Kurt's really beating himself up over it. There's this excellent line reading from Mark, Daniel London's character, everything, and I think that kind of sums up the relationship.
Super close. I never doubted you, man.
So Kurt is just in this kind of pot-addled clumsiness, but Mark doesn't hate him. Mark doesn't look down on him. They're friends. This movie is a snapshot of that. Even though they're at different places in their lives, that love is still there, and they both do care for each other as friends. And I've had this experience countless times. The older you get, you have that experience where you catch up with an old friend, and I've been on both ends of it, where there's that clumsiness and that awkwardness, and you may not necessarily see that person again for 5 years or 10 years, but the bond is still there. You're still friends. That is something. And both of these characters play that very well. Both very, very subtle but very effective performances. Also, I love the scenery. You've got the greenery and the babbling brooks, and you know all that normal shit you get in normal places, unlike Florida, where it's just spider hell and it's 90 in September. And also, I mentioned the score. The score is great by Yo La Tengo. It really adds a dimension to the film. This is just a very tender film, and you can kind of slot yourself right in the feel of the film. It's got that very early 2000s, like post 9/11, but pre whatever the fuck this nightmare is, where there's not smartphones yet, but there is like Razr phones. And just so much less noise and no social media, and it kind of makes me yearn for those times. This movie just feels good. It's on some Eckhart Tolle / Walden Great Outdoors live it within the moment shit. And if you want to see it, it's on Criterion. I'd urge you to at least get a free trial of Criterion channel. It's great because I don't know if you're like me, but I've gotten 2 letters from my internet provider saying if you download again, we will cut off your internet. So I'm all about paying for movies in 2020. And yeah, just a really great print of this movie. I don't know if it's a print, if it's digital, but it's just a really good looking copy of this movie on Criterion channel. Also, the physical release of it from Criterion is great. It has extras. There's an extra where Daniel London and Bonnie Prince Billy meet up 14 years since the movie. So it's kind of doing the movie again, like these 2 guys catching up. And it's great to see them out of character and interesting stories on the set. Also, this movie's on YouTube for some reason, but it's not the best quality. But I mean, if you want, the times are fucking tough. I would urge you to see it however you need to see it. So make sure to add me on social media. I just made a Facebook page because I am 50 years old. Please add that. Add Letterboxd at Ween, Ween. But I think if you search Auteur Deluxe, it comes up. Search Auteur Deluxe on Instagram. Search Auteur Deluxe on TikTok, which is insane. And make sure to search on Twitter. I don't use Twitter that much, but the Instagram's big and the TikTok has stuff that isn't normally on here. But I think Facebook's the key. Please add me on Facebook and tell 10 friends, tell your mom, tell your dad. I'm going to try to do more movie-oriented things. So, I mean, the whole channel is movie-oriented, but I mean, focus on one film. I find when I get a little more scatterbrained and do like 2 of these, 2 of those, they don't do as well. So I'm going to do a movie and hopefully people are like me and they see that movie and then they hop right on YouTube and right on Google and right on Wikipedia and look up that movie. So if you're doing that, thank you. Give me a like. Hi. Yeah, thank you. Stay hydrated.